Yeah, I think you can really spin it any way you want. I think if you play well and get a win as we did, you use it as a positive. It was important today. We had a day that we break down the video and set the game plan for Union on Saturday night, and definitely be a positive for us.
Just talking about last night's game, nice win for you guys. What was working well for you guys in last night's game?
We were really good without the puck. I thought we defended in all three zones very, very well. And the difference in the game was 2 power play goals by us. We win the special teams game. So, it sounds like a very simple formula, but it was 60 minutes of effort and attitude that was positive on our part.
The wins you had against Union earlier in the season, does that kind of help you guys this weekend, or is that kind of out of the window and it's a new weekend against these guys, or a new game?
No, I think it's some motivation on both sides. I think Union is going to want to get one back, and I think we're going to want to add one to the 2 total that we had. So I think it just gets everybody's attention when you've got 2 good teams and you're playing for a trophy and bragging rights in the Capital Region.
You guys have been putting up some high scores, some high numbers on the scoreboard in a couple of the last games. What is working on offense? Is there something that you're seeing particularly clicking, or is there something that you're doing differently?
Well, last night it was power play. Really kick in +2 on the power play. That's a big thing. But our lines have settled in since the 3 transfers joined us. Everybody sort of is in a much better slot. A first line guy plays on the first line. We've got depth. We don't have to overuse anybody, which means guys can be fresher on the ice. So all 4 lines played well last night and created chances. And when you get chances, I believe our guys have the ability to finish.
I don't know the exact numbers, but I would imagine adding 3 players is a lot for transfers coming in for a program at one time. What does that give your team when you have 6 fresh legs on the ice?
Adding those guys has given us depth. Adding those guys has given us juniors. You need some experience. You've been around the block, you've seen success, you've seen failure, you understand what certain scenarios mean on the ice, and those guys have brought that. We add them to our program because they're good hockey players, but before that step we add them because they fit our values: family, commitment, integrity, and discipline, and they're on board with everything we do off the ice. So it's been really important to have them to join our program and give us that needed depth.
Do you think they know it's ahead of them this weekend? It is a pretty fun experience. You're relatively new to the rivalry yourself.
Yeah, no, they know. Absolutely. Every college hockey game, you go into these awesome buildings, and it's a band, blaring their school fight song, and you got fans yelling at you, and it's a tremendous environment. You just ramp it up because you've got 2 home crowds, and you got a big venue, and you've got bragging rights. So our guys absolutely know what's on the line, and they'll be prepared for it.
Jacob Hayhurst recently announced as a Hobey Baker nominee. What does it say about the way he's played this season, and what does it mean to have a guy on with RPI recognized for that award?
Jacob's a marquee forward for us. He's got dynamic offensive skills, and it's nice that he's in a select group with other players from around the country to be recognized as the best college hockey player. So for us, he leads our team in points, he leads our team in minutes played for forwards, he plays all situations, and he's important. It's nice for him to be recognized, and nice for us to have him on our squad, that's for sure.
Did you have something?
I was asking about Jacob. He's five-game point streak for Hayhurst. No one in college hockey right now has more points than the calendar year 2019. What does that say for him and also the people that are playing with him? He's able to score those points.
Yeah, you know what? We've left Burge with him the last little while, and those 2 are best friends off the ice, and with Zeke and a few guys since Christmas there. Hazy, Jacob has that motor, and he's got that drive, and I've been on him. I push him. He's our most dynamic offensive player, and he's responded to coaching and me pushing and challenging him, and it just gives him a little bit more juice because he's playing the game properly. He's keeping it simple, and he's being rewarded, which is a good sign for all of our guys to follow.
Me and the other transfers, Shane and Mike, have been itching since we got here, and even last spring I had to sit out, and then again this fall. So watching the games are always tough, and practice just isn't the same as games. And I kind of started to learn that when I had to jump into the games, and I realized I wasn't quite where I wanted to be in game shape. But I think I'm starting to come along now.
I was just going to say, do you think you're there with a 3-point night last night?
Never too sure. Just keep working hard. Hopefully get some confidence and build off that in the games to come.
Is it helpful to have, you mentioned the other guys, other players around you, other teammates who are going through kind of the same thing that you're going through in this whole process?
Yeah, that made it a lot easier when because we couldn't travel with the team, so us three got a lot of together time and extra workouts, extra skates, so it was great to have them with me during the whole thing.
What have you heard about what's in store this weekend? You were, I'm sure around for the earlier series, the CAC series with Union, but this is a little bit different. You're at the TU. What have you heard about the Mayor's Cup?
I've heard it's a big crowd. It's obviously the biggest rival for us, and I heard big rink, a lot of fans. Everyone's been so excited about it since the beginning of the year. So but at the end of the day, it's just another hockey game, and just looking to take home a trophy.
How long does it take you when you get to Troy to start hating Union?
20 minutes.
So not long at all. So
No.
you're bought into this rivalry. You're ready for Saturday.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And then I guess just building off of what you were able to do last night, what are some other steps that you want to be taking? You feel like you're getting there, but what are the other kind of couple steps that you want to be taking for the rest of the season?
For my line in particular, I think me, Jake, and Todd we've been working well together, but we've had some pretty bad defensive shifts. So if we can just kind of put together full games like I thought we had last night and just keep building off that, and I think it'll be great for our team the rest of the season.